Deadpool and Wolverine. So Deadpool and Wolverine is, of course, the brand new film in the Deadpool series, and we're going to get right into this. So I just saw this on Thursday, and I really enjoyed it. A listless Wade Wilson toils away in civilian life with his days as the morally flexible mercenary Deadpool behind him. But when his home world faces an existential threat, Wade must reluctantly suit up again with an even more reluctant Wolverine. So they go into the multiverse, they bring in other past Fox X-Men and past characters. So this is a phenomenal movie. I loved this movie. It is by far one of my favorite theater experiences I've ever had. I'm not going to go into spoilers because I do have a spoiler discussion coming up around 8 o'clock, depending on when the show ends. I'm going to jump right into that one. So this is going to be very exciting. This movie is phenomenal. Not without its issues, though. I do have a couple issues, but we'll get into those in just a minute. Deadpool Wolverine is one of the best films I have seen this year, mostly because of the chemistry between Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. We also have a ton of great cameos that serve the plot. They aren't just, well, most of them serve the plot except for one. But Deadpool and Wolverine do have a couple big issues here. One, the movie can be a bit slow once we get to the third act. The third act does lag a little bit, particularly once we get to the Deadpool variants. I didn't really enjoy that scene a whole lot because it started to slow the movie down. I thought we could have gotten a lot more build up with some of those past Deadpool variants. And a couple of the jokes did go on a little bit too long, particularly in the last act. Once we get to a like a prayer scene at the very, very end of the climax before we get to the end of the movie, that particular scene where Deadpool is just is Wolverine, sure, where Deadpool is waving at the Wolverine through a window in a door. I thought that went on for a little bit too long and it overstayed its welcome. A couple scenes do that, but besides that, I loved this movie. The chemistry is great. The story serves its purpose. The cameos serve a purpose. They aren't just there for 15, 20 seconds to 3 minutes. They're actually in it for a good 5, 10, 15 minutes, except for one that is just in there because it's in there for a laugh. That one, it's pretty much the second big cameo you get is that one. It's pretty much that one that he's sort of just thrown in there because, you know, he's a big star. I'm not going to go into spoilers. We will go into spoilers at the very end. In the spoiler discussion. But I love this movie. I really love Deadpool Wolverine, one of my favorite movies of the entire year. Yes, I did have to buy a shirt. I do love this. And no, the Marvel Jesus joke did not bother me. It is not that big a deal. It's comedy. It's comedy. If you go into a Deadpool movie, you should know you're going to get offended. You should know that the Marvel Jesus joke was in it. Was it a morally right joke? No. But you know what? It's Deadpool. He's not a morally correct character. He knows what he's doing. He knows 100% what he's doing. Ryan Reynolds knows marketing. He knows comedy. He knows he has to push the boundaries. He knows he's going to push people's buttons. It's harkening back to something like Family Guy. They are trying to offend people, not with their own beliefs, but because it's comedy, you have to go in there with a little bit of an open mind. Deadpool Wolverine is one of the best movies of the entire year, and I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. On my grading scale, that's going to be about an A-. If it would have been tightened up a little bit, more voice cameos with the Deadpool variants and a couple of the jokes being cut down just a little bit for time's sake, that would have been great. But besides that, I love this movie, and I cannot wait to go into more Deadpool cameos in other films because I do think this is his last Deadpool movie. Unless this makes $1.5 billion, then I think Marvel and Kevin Feige are going to go, hey, we want to do a fourth one. So there's my thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And what do you think of Deadpool and Wolverine?